President Trump released an ad going after Nancy Pelosi over COVID-19, and this shows how, out of touch she is. Let's watch.
Turn now to that $350 billion fund to help small businesses and its workers get through the shutdown.
It will be up to Congress to restock it.
But Democrats blocking that move this morning.
They asked for $250 billion in 48 hours. I said, well, I don't think so. They objected, and I congratulate the Senate Democrats.
Speaker Pelosi, what are you going to share with us from your home?
Chocolate candy.
Thousands have been forced to wait for hours at food banks all across the country.
This is chocolate, and then we have some other chocolate here. We just got it restocked with the ice cream.
You don't want to eat up everything all at one time.
I can't do it much longer. I'm trying so hard.
We're, shall we say, enjoying.
Having to admit that, we're starving, and
I like it better than anything else.
Taping this segment, there are 22 million people out of work.
This specific program is about stopping job losses today.
This is hurting people bad.
Other people in our family look for some other flavors, but
right now it's survival move. You don't know where that next something else is going to come from.
I don't know what I would have done if ice cream were not invented. I just wonder.
Anybody who considers themselves on the left, who defends Nancy Pelosi, you're a sucker. You're a mark. She is the weakest link. She's a terrible leader. She always caves to Republicans. And you're out of your mind if you think, oh no, she's actually somehow playing hardball with them. You know who she plays hardball with? The left. The left. She gets along swimmingly with the right. And always makes deals on their terms. On their terms. Remember when nobody was paying attention and we blinked and they reauthorized the Patriot Act and gave Trump more spying powers? Remember that? I remember that. I remember that very well. Remember when Trump got more money for the military than he was even originally asking for? Remember that? I remember that. These are the deals that Pelosi makes. So they paint her as an out-of-touch elitist, and it works because she's an out-of-touch elitist. She's an elitist, corporate neoliberal. That's what her politics are. And by the way, she does this segment, it didn't occur to her for a split second beforehand. Hey, maybe at a time when 22 million Americans lost their jobs and people can't pay the bills, maybe it's not a good idea to show people my two $12,000 refrigerators and freezers, and don't show them like the most expensive ice cream on the market that I have jam-packed in my freezer. Maybe at least try to have some sympathy for people who are struggling and understand that you are supposed to represent these people. But no, it didn't occur to her. You want to know why? Because she's massively out of touch. Out of touch. The fact that the Republicans are also total corporate sellouts, but they're able to effectively portray her as a corporate sellout and an out-of-touch elitist? What does that say? What does that say? I mean, it's really embarrassing. And I'm sorry, but the Republicans are much better at playing politics. They cut better ads. They're more aggressive. They pierce through more. The arguments from the Democrats are usually lame as hell. I mean, we're talking about a crisis where we haven't gotten hazard pay for frontline workers. That alone is totally inexcusable. We haven't gotten money for states and cities. McConnell's out there saying, let them go bankrupt. We haven't gotten an election security bill where we want to all vote from home now because nobody wants to get the virus. Still none of that. No oversight on the bailout. No food stamp money when people need it. No rent freeze, no mortgage freeze, no stimulus checks, no UBI. None of that stuff. And the Democrats are unable to craft a convincing ad against the Republicans, and the Republicans can cut one against the Democrats. I got news for everybody. None of them are working for you. None of them are working for you. There's a reason why the cruise line industry got a bailout, and they don't even pay U.S. taxes. They got a bailout before people got COVID-19 treatment paid for. Isn't that wild? We still don't have a recurring stimulus check. We still don't have wages taken care of. But $4.5 trillion is handed over to giant corporations. So we've implemented corporate socialism and the people aren't being helped. And instead of your Democratic leaders going on the offense and fighting for you, they're not fighting for you. And the right is correctly portraying them as totally out of touch elitists. Kick all the bums out, man. Kick them all out. I'm so sick of this. Again, if you fallen for remember the Queen of Shade, the clap. Oh, she clapped for her. She clapped for Trump in a condescending way. If you fall for all that window dressing as if Pelosi's fighting for you, you're a mark. Because she's not. She's one of the biggest corporate Democrats, one of the biggest sellouts, and she has been a terrible leader, and she makes it easy for the right to win. People run elections. They're not even running against Nancy Pelosi. They're in other districts, but they will run ads against Pelosi because she's that much of a political liability. And you still have suckers on the left defending her. Well, congratulations. Have fun with your no hazard pay, no money for states and cities, no election security, no oversight on the bailout, no food stamp money, no rent freeze, no mortgage freeze, no stimulus checks, no UBI. Have fun with absolutely nothing as you continue to defend your complete corporate goon loser politicians.